Hey guys, John here. So I got challenged by my good friend Kevin from the Reels for Real podcast to talk about my top 10 movies that are not rewatchable. And so number 10, I actually have Son of the Mask. I remember when I seen the very first Mask movie with Jim Carrey. I love that movie. Hands down, one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. I laughed my ass off in the theater. I remember whenever people were like, oh, they're going to make a sequel to it called Son of the Mask. I'm like, oh, cool. I can't wait to see it because Jim Carrey might be in it. Nope. Years later, in 2005, they decided to go on ahead and put Jamie Kennedy in it. It's way over the top. Its dialogue is very bad. The special effects are bad on it. The plot line itself is very cringy. Nothing about this movie screams the Mask at all, unless you have Jim Carrey in it. And that's what this big piece of the pie actually is. It's missing its main ingredient, which is Jim Carrey. Number 9 on the list, I actually have Gotti. Gotti is a John Travolta movie. This movie is very cookie cutter on the way it's edited, the way it's layered out. Not only that, but they're taking stuff that happened in Gotti's life, and then after that, they pretty much do away with certain things, and then it jumps around in the whole entire timeline, and it just doesn't make sense to me. There's also a flat screen TV in the background, and it's supposed to be the 1970s, and it takes me out of that element. For that, the acting is not that great in it either, especially for it to be a John Travolta movie. So yeah, Gotti is definitely one of those movies that are not rewatchable for me. So then I'm going to move over to Catwoman, which came out in 2004. And this time they're not going to have Batman in it, which is a big mistake as well. Because you can't have Catwoman without Batman, and then you have Halle Berry in this movie, you have Sharon Stone in this movie. The dialogue is very messy, the scenes are very messy. This whole entire movie is just a bad film altogether. Nothing really worked. The chemistry between Halle Berry and the other character does not work at all. Like police captain on that movie. But I never went back to rewatch this movie again because of the fact that I just didn't enjoy this movie in the movie theater. Number 7, I've got 1987's Jaws the Revenge. Jaws the Revenge to me is a stupid movie. Why on earth would a shark be stalking this one person? And stalking the Brodies. This does not make any sense to me. Never has. I never really cared for the second one at all. I thought it was just a stupid film altogether. I just didn't like it. Jupiter Ascending, which the Wachowskis did. And anytime when you spend more money in your budget for special effects and then you don't work on the whole plot, that's how you know you're into a bad film altogether. Channing Tatum's in this movie. Nothing in this movie is good. The acting is not good in it. The writing is not good in it. The overall visuals is good, but the visuals doesn't match up to what the acting could have been, in my opinion. Even though I don't really care for Channing Tatum too much, but I can't blame the guy for trying to act in something that is really bad. Vampires suck. Okay, this came out in 2010. And this is back whenever you had the scary movies coming out in the early 2000s and stuff like that, and they were knocking it out of the park with the first 2 films. And this is basically them trying to do nothing but parody films because everybody seemed like, oh, look, they're doing spoof movies, so I guess we'll go on ahead and do it too. It doesn't work. It doesn't land. It's very over the top, very corny. None of the jokes work. And yeah, vampires suck. Yep, it sucks. And then number 4, I got 2009's Redline. If you think about it though, Redline is basically what Fast and the Furious is, or what it wants to be, and it's not even that. All the characters are forgettable. This movie is forgettable. It's layered over the top CGI and overacting, and everything about this is just horrible. I remember renting this from the video store with one of my friends, and we just like, really? We ended up wasting $5 for this movie when we could have been watching something else. And yeah, it's basically great value Fast and the Furious, if you think about it. 2011 movie, which is an Adam Sandler movie, Jack and Jill. Now, Jack and Jill, I love Adam Sandler, but I do not like Adam Sandler in this movie at all. I thought that the jokes for him didn't land like I wanted it to. The plot line itself with him playing the sister and also the brother just doesn't work. Maybe if he got somebody else to play Jill, even though that's the whole entire bit of him doing both, it just doesn't work. It's not funny. I didn't like the Dunkachino thing. Hooah! Dunkachino! No. I didn't like that either. But You know, I liked all the other early or Adam Sandler movies. I even like his dramatic roles, but this, no. And a matter of fact, I think I was gonna go see something else, and I'm like, oh, a new Adam Sandler flick. Let me go see that instead. Maybe I should have went to that movie. But yeah, Jack and Jill is one of them. Build Earth, which is also another John Travolta movie. They came out in 2000, which I just remember him looking like Rob Zombie. And thinking to myself, this could actually be pretty cool. And then all of a sudden I go and see it, and I don't know what the fuck I'm watching. And even the person that there goes, what the fuck did I just watch? And that was after the end credits scene. So yeah, that movie is just bad acted. Not only that, but the writing is not even that great either. So yeah, Battlefield Earth is definitely a stink fest for me to put on this list. So number one, I've got 2008's One Missed Call. And One Missed Call, I really wish that I didn't go to theaters to see this with one of my friends, but I was bored one night and I said, hey, let's go see One Missed Call. So we went to go see it. This is back in whenever you have movies like The Ring that was really dominating in the box office. So it seemed like everybody wanted to be The Ring, and no one can top The Ring at all. So they made One Missed Call. And this someone calls the phone, and then they wind up dying a day later or something like that. And it's overacted. It's very generic. Nothing special about it. If you've seen one of these movies, you've seen them all, basically. The Ring is probably top tier compared to this. So if I were you, if you haven't seen the very first Ring movie, that would be the movie that I would actually pick. So, with that being said, what is your list? I want to know. Tell me in the comments below. Go on ahead, check it out. I'll comment below too on what you guys thought. Yeah, so bye bye.